guys, my name is Danica and I'm here at MYOM Yoga. Tonight's practice is one that is great to do at the end of a day, at the end of perhaps a long day, a way to release the body and just move through every joint, every area of the body and help relax it so that we can get comfortable and have a restful sleep. Okay? So to begin this practice, we will start in Shavasana. For an extra support, if you would like to place a bolster underneath your knees, it will provide a little lengthening or a release for the low back. Always, if you don't have a bolster at home, pillows can be used. Another simple, great way to make a bolster is if you roll up your mat or you use a stick, maybe a broomstick, and twist off the end, you can always place it in the blanket and then start rolling it up and doing this as many times as you'd like to thicken the bolster to be the size that you would like. So once you have that set up, let's place our legs over top. Again, the support underneath the knees. And we'll start lying down on our backs. Grab hold of a blanket if you'd like to support underneath your head. Let your arms spread wide, palms up towards the ceiling. And beginning to sink into your practice. It may be the first time today, allowing yourself to stop and slow down. Your first time maybe acknowledging and recognizing how the body feels today, where the mind is. So with the next few breaths, just allowing yourself fully physically through your body and mentally, allowing yourself to arrive and land here on your mat. When it feels right for you, allow that deep, nourishing breath to wash into the body through the nose. As you release, begin to let go. Let go of your day. Let go of the things we no longer need to hold on to. And feel your back body begin to sink deeper into the supports beneath you. Truly anchoring and grounding down through the heavy areas of our body. Finding this sense of stability. One more time, we'll take that very deep breath in through the nose. And a long release out through the mouth. When you're ready, start to wiggle through your fingers, let your head rock side to side. Move through the toes and through the ankles, gradually making these movements larger. Connecting to an inhale, we'll sweep our arms up overhead and stretch the body long. Reaching forward through the toes, maybe through the heels, arms reaching back. Pulling the belly in, feel strong in the back body as you root, and then exhale and release down to the mat. Arms can come forward. Bolsters or pillows can always be pushed toward the top of your mat and out of the way. Let's pull our knees in towards our chest and allow the hands to clasp around the shins or around the back of the thighs. Feel your sacrum root, knees drawn in. And always feel free to add a little bit of movement. Maybe rocking side to side or circling the knees. You can feel the massage through the back body, and if you circle the knees, maybe a little pressure and massage around the tailbone. You might feel that there's a very gentle twist as the knees sway off to one side. And take your time to then switch directions. Let the knees flow the opposite way. And then bringing your knees back through to center, we'll allow our arms to open up, roll onto your right side body, and then bring your left arm over top of your right. From here, we'll allow our left hand to reach forward, passing the fingertips of the right. You can almost feel that you shimmy your shoulders, your chest towards, or roots towards the ground. And as you then start to inhale, let's sweep the left fingertips along the floor, bringing them up overhead, and then beginning to roll the chest open towards the ceiling, letting the left fingers reach to the left side. Your gaze is toward the left side, and on an exhale, let's sweep the fingers up towards the ceiling, across the chest, and again, landing the palm on top of the right palm. With our inhale, we begin to reach past the right fingertips, grazing the floor, fingers swiftly move overhead, and we open through the chest. Let's exhale, arms sweeping across. You might decide this time to look down toward the floor, or even toward the right side as you reach. But then as you inhale, let's again let the eyes follow the fingers. And exhale, let's stay here. So let yourself find this twisted position. Let your next breath lengthen and expand through the left side of your body, through your left ribs, intercostal muscles expanding. And with each exhale, let your shoulders root evenly into the mat. Let your left knee be very heavy over the right, releasing through your head. And then in your own time, let's turn the palms down into the mat, lifting your gaze back through to center. We'll engage through the core. Lift the left knee to center, then let the right knee follow. Switching sides, we begin to sweep the right arm across our body, rolling onto our left side. Right hand stacks on top of the left palm, and as we inhale, we begin to reach past the left fingertips. Let's inhale, sweeping the right arm up overhead. Opening the chest toward the ceiling, eyes look toward the right hand. On that exhale, let's sweep the right arm across. Inhale again, reach past your fingertips. Sweeping your hand across the floor. If your arm lifts off the mat, off the floor, that's okay. Open up as much as you can. And exhale, sweep your right arm across. Take your gaze down toward the mat, maybe toward the left side. Feel that through your arm, through your deltoid. Sweep them, again, right fingertips all along the floor. Open up, feel that intensity of your inhale, and on your exhale, let go of any holding. We'll let your body drop. Your gaze may be toward that right hand. Breathing into your right side. Perhaps starting to really notice how each side of the body feels in comparison to the other. One more big breath as you are. And then let's exhale, releasing in. Bring your gaze back to center. Palms can turn into the floor, drawing both knees up to center, maybe the right first, and then the left follows. Hands can then again wrap around the knees or around the thighs. Take a little sway side to side, again placing some pressure down through the sacrum, rocking across. And then from here we'll switch our direction of rocking. So tuck the chin in towards your chest, hands to the back of your thighs, a little bit of a straightening in the leg, and we find spinal rocks. We'll do this a couple times. If it hurts along the spine, always feel free to roll onto your side and press up. The next time that you come up, let's find a cross of the legs and roll over the shins. Finding our tabletop, hands can walk slightly forward, farther than they may normally. Keep your hips stacked over your knees, and puppy pose, we start to drop the chest down toward the floor. So hands slide, hips over the knees, forehead can be down toward the mat. Maybe your chin can rest into the floor. Gaze can be forward. Again, opening up into the thoracic spine, finding this extension and opening through the front body. Gently begin to press down through the hands. Can you slide or walk the hands back, sinking your hips towards your heels for Balasana, child's pose. Let your head rest on your mat. Try to soften your arms and release through your shoulders. And feel the lengthening happening through your low back. So the muscles along the spine, can you drop the hips even more? From here, let's press down through the hands. We'll walk the hands over towards the right side. Letting your left hand maybe stack on top of that right, and then let your chest, your head melt down toward the mat. We get this opening through the side of the body. Every inhale, try to find space. Let the breath find new territory to expand and open into. Every exhale, let something go. We'll inhale, pressing up, walk the hands back to center, and then over toward the left side. Your right hand maybe stacks on top of the left. A big inhale, long spine, and exhale, release down toward your mat. Your next inhale, press down through the hands, lifting up. We'll walk our hands over back through center. Now sliding the hands back. Sit your hips onto your heels, rounding as you lift, shoulders stacking over the hips. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. Draw navel in towards the spine, palms can connect, gaze towards your thumbs. Exhale, hands down through heart center. One more time. Inhale, arms sweep high. And exhale, hands down. We'll rest the palms onto the thighs. Draw the shoulders onto the back. Allow your right ear to drop down toward your right shoulder. Just take a little stretch for the side of your neck. We'll roll our chin down towards the chest. The next breath coming up through the entire back body. And then letting your left ear melt toward your left shoulder. Rolling your chin down towards your chest. Hands can come onto the mat, walking the hands forward. Finding a tuck of the toes. Let's press down through the hands, belly to spine. Start lifting the knees off of the mat, pushing back so the hips lift toward the ceiling and the space behind you.
Our first downward facing dog, so just taking the time to pedal through this one. Focusing first on that opening through the back body, through the hamstrings, through your calves, through your ankles. Feel the strength of your arches, of your toes as you move slowly side to side. Your hips may move off to the side. You can make this downward dog as slow, as fluid, maybe as still as you would like. Finding a sense of stillness in the body, heels are dropping toward the mat. Whether they touch or not is irrelevant. It's just a direction they're moving. Press down through your hands, pull the belly in, let your head truly drop. So take a moment to almost shake your head side to side as if you're shaking it no. And then take a moment to look towards your hands and then slowly tuck the chin in. Can you look up towards your belly? Again, look forward towards your hands and then towards your belly. Let your head find that space in between the two, trying to release through the neck, through your shoulders. And gently look towards your hands. We'll come forward to a high plank. And from here, your option to either keep the knees lifted or to slowly drop them down to the mat. We'll let ourselves lower the chest toward the floor, belly to spine, elbows squeezing in. And inhale, coming to a Sphinx pose. So sliding the hands forward. Your elbows may be able to rest under your shoulders. For myself, that's not comfortable. It places too much pressure on my low back. So feel free to also slide the elbows forward. Ideally, what you want to have is this opening through the upper body. Your low ribs are pressing down into the mat, as well as your pubic bone. And so then that way we find a slight engagement. The belly might be able to lift off the mat, and you could feel a lengthening, or at least long through the low back. We're not trying to crunch into that space. We want it to be long. Okay? Your feet, the inner edges are pressing into one another. And then the tops of the feet press down into the floor. So yes, we have this opening through the front body again, but while we find this lift, let's first think about lengthening the body. Can you reach your toes a little further back? Could you reach your sternum and your heart even more forward? Maybe your hands press into the mat. Maybe you act as if you're dragging yourself back. What does that do in your body? What happens if you act as if you're pushing yourself away? Take a moment here, if you're feeling comfortable, to let your hands start sliding back, maintaining that lift through the upper body. Can we let the hands and arms hover over the mat? Your gaze can be down toward the floor, and just feeling the strength of your back body. One more inhale, again, thinking about length, reaching the body in opposite directions, and then exhaling to release into the mat. Begin to press your hands into the mat and send your hips up and back. Exhale, sinking into your child's pose. Each exhale becoming heavier through your lower body. Upper body almost just draping and melting over the thighs. We'll begin to lift again up into our tabletop. Let your hips come off toward the left side and your legs over towards the right side.
a staggering in the legs, so that left leg coming forward and that right knee pushing back. We'll start to walk the hands forward and then over towards the left side. Finding a bit of a twist here and also an opening for that hip flexor. So if you're looking for a deeper opening there, feel free to drive that left knee even further toward the back so you're opening through the legs. You might also decide to pull this right knee back even more, bringing your foot towards your glute as much as you can. Once you find that position in the legs, hands root, and you can decide to maintain a long spine, a gaze forward. You can also choose to come down onto forearms. You can always place a block or a pillow under your chest and truly release in. But just listening to your body. Not forcing yourself into any pose. Just letting your body experience the pose for what it gives you this evening. Can we find that sense of ease? Can we find ourselves almost relaxing into every pose? In your own time, begin to press up into the hands. Walk them back through to center. And then you can always let that right knee slide forward. Hands can come behind. And we'll start to let the knees just sway side to side. Moving off to the other side, knees will fall toward the right side. Finding that deeper staggering of the legs, left knee works its way toward the back of your mat, right knee is out in front. And again, feel free to bring that right knee as far over as you'd like. Feel free to walk that left knee back and bringing the foot towards your glute as much as you would like. Hands can come forward. Walk them over towards the side. And breathe into your body. Often we start to round, see if yourself can stay open with that long spine. If it's available, walking the hands out, placing forearms down on blocks or on the mat. And always coming back to the breath. We find our pose. We come into the alignment that works in our body. And then we bring our awareness to the breath. In your own time, press down through the hands, lifting yourself up. Again, hands can sweep behind, legs can come out in front. A little sway of the knees side to side. Good, and then knees coming back through to center. Start to open the legs, straightening the legs out to the side. Hands can walk forward. Allow yourself to walk the hands out in front and just sink in. Relax into this one. Don't worry if the legs want to shift or if they slide inwards. We're not trying to deepen it. We're just trying to allow ourselves to find, again, that point where we can relax and feel that very gentle opening. Our awareness may be sent to the inner hips,
We might be feeling the inner edge of our entire leg. Wherever we feel that bit of tension, that's very gentle, slight pulling, let's send the breath there. Last full inhale. And exhale. Walking the hands back. Legs can stay as they are or bring them in. We'll just bring the hands together and find that slight rotation in the wrist. And beginning to pull the legs in, bending at the knees. We'll make our way down onto our back body. And here, just start to lift the knees in towards your chest. Send your legs, your feet right up towards the ceiling. Feel blood washing down the legs. And the option is available to also lift your hands up towards the ceiling. You can hold still. You might also decide to add in a rolling or a twisting rotation at the ankles and wrists, going in all directions. And then the knees can always bend, hands can hug the knees in close. Lift your head and shoulders off the mat, curling into that ball. And then gently begin to release everything down into your mat. Full Shavasana. If you'd like that prop underneath your knees, bring it back in. Arms out wide, legs out wide. Let any tension, any holding, surrender to the force of gravity. Allow yourself to release through every part of your body. Letting your eyes be heavy. Cheeks soft. Releasing through the jaw. Through the neck and through the shoulders, we melt into the mat. Areas of the upper arm, the forearm, the back of the hand. Just resting, relaxing into the floor. Hips are anchored. We release through the lower extremities, the legs long, calves, heels, maybe expanding, rooting into the mat. Every finger and every toe find its natural curl. If that deep breath very naturally rushes in through the nose, allow the exhale to be exaggerated. That long, full out breath. If that kind of nourishing breath hasn't already come to you, then intentionally bring it in. We can assist the body in relaxation using the breath, choosing to lengthen the exhales. And feel free to stay here as long as you'd like. If you're ready to move, bring a wiggle to your fingers, to your toes. Rock your head side to side. And always bring that full body stretch back in. Reaching the hands back. Press the low back ribs into the mat. Reach through the toes or through the heels. And as you exhale, let everything go. Let's bring a bend into the knees. Knees can pull in towards your chest. Sweeping your left arm across your chest, you can roll onto your right side body into a fetal position. Right bicep can always be a pillow for your right ear, left hand in front of you. Take time to settle in here. Your chin tucking in. And allowing a full breath to enter through the entire length of your back body. And as you exhale, settling in there. Using your hands, pressing yourself away from the floor, come up to any comfortable seated position. Your hands can rest on your knees and your lap. Allow your right ear to fall toward your right shoulder. Gently tuck your chin in and sweep across left ear, then melting toward the left shoulder. And then rolling your chin in towards your chest. Let your hands come to heart center. A full inhale of integration. And exhaling, releasing out. Let's inhale, bringing the thumbs to our third eye. And exhale, hands back down to your heart. Finding that connection between your wise mind and your heart. Thank you for sharing your practice today. From the light in me to the light in you. Namaste.